Danielle here. Welcome back to my videos. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that 2016 is officially gone. Like, I swear last year was like 2012. Like, I don't know what's happening. Like, I feel like I'm just losing like so much track of like time. Like, I don't even know. But I mean, let's just take a moment and say RIP to 2016, because 2016 was probably the worst year for like everyone here and like everyone ever. I mean, honestly, it wasn't that bad. I mean, thank God I got through it somehow. But I am ready for 2017, and I am ready for it to be my year. Well, it can be our year with like all these tips that I just came up with. There's actually 7 tips I came up with to make 2017 this our year. So number one, I want to take time to reflect on 2016. Like 2016, it taught me like a lot of lessons. Like number one, do not procrastinate, and living alone is pretty hard actually, not gonna lie. But here we are, we need to reflect, because everything that was bad in 2016 or things that we didn't necessarily enjoy or didn't like, we need to make sure that that is like completely like out of the way, so we are ready to start 2017 without anything from 2016 holding us back. Now that can be like friends, bad habits. Like, I know that I like complete trash last year, and one of my goals for this year is to eat healthier. Now with reflecting on the past, we also need to learn to forgive. That is like one of my biggest struggles. Like, I'll be honest, like I hold grudges like no other. So I found that like when I learn to like forgive and forget, like I just become a lot happier, and I don't have like anything like weighing me down. We just need to lock all of 2016 problems like behind like a locked door, get the bolt and everything, and say hello to 2017 with nothing holding us back. Moving on to tip number 2, that is making goals. Now, I love calling them goals instead of New Year's resolutions. I just feel like New Year's resolutions are like never like complete, or like people are like, oh, I never made my New Year's resolution, like whatever. But when you call it a goal, like more people are likely to like achieve their goals than they would like a New Year's resolution. So definitely we're calling them goals this year, and it will help so much if you write them down, you check them often, you read them once a week. Just make a list of all the goals that you want to achieve. I know one of my goals this year is definitely becoming more organized. I felt like I was completely clustered last year with school, and I found that I would spend most of my time just stressing about like school and finishing projects on time, and often of the time I was just like putting myself on the back burner, and that's not making me happy. Because then I'm like, wow, all I think about is school, I don't have time to myself, and it just becomes like a constant cycle of like bad habits that just need to be broken. So definitely going to be more organized this year, and definitely going to take time to focus on myself. That is definitely going to be a goal this year, is just to like keep myself like happy. Like, I don't want to say it like that, it sounds like I'm unhappy all the time, but like just constantly like checking and like making sure like I'm doing what makes me happy, and I'm making sure that I give myself me time. Now tip number 3 is to determine your priorities. This is going to go hand in hand with the goals that you create for this year. Think of your priorities as something that you're going to do weekly, or like sub goals. So at the end of the year, these are like stepping stones to achieve your main goal. For example, I want to start journaling this year, so if I say I want to do a journal entry once a week, then it will help me achieve my end goal. I also feel like it's going to be a lot easier to achieve these goals or create these priorities if you work it into your routine every week. So let's say you want to get more organized. If you spend 2 hours a week organizing and you work it into your routine, it's going to be a lot easier to achieve your end goal. Tip number 4 is trying something new. Now, whether this is like crossing something off your bucket list, let's say you want to go skydiving, bungee jumping, or maybe travel around the world, it's going to make 2017 a year to remember. Also, with trying something new, that can be like picking up a new hobby, let's say, or like a new activity. Like last year I picked up yoga, and it was one of the most positive experiences of my life. You'll never know if you like it unless you try it. Tip number 6 is one of my most important tips, and that is help yourself. You have to learn to help yourself before you can help anyone else, and you have to learn to make yourself a priority, because you can only be as happy as you allow yourself to be. One of my favorite quotes is, you have to learn to love yourself before you can love anyone else. Now this can go with like you learning to like love yourself before you can love, let's say, family, friends, maybe a boyfriend, but it also goes with like things going on around you, like your environment. Like, you have to learn to like take care of yourself before you can really enjoy anything that's happening in your life. So you definitely need to make yourself a priority in 2017, whether that's creating you time, maybe it's like taking a bubble bath, putting on a face mask, or just spending some time alone watching some of your favorite shows, or like reading a good book. But you definitely need to take care of yourself before you can take care of anyone else. You have to help yourself. Lastly is tip number 7, and this is do not give up. You have to keep yourself accountable, and when things aren't going your way, or like, let's say like you're behind on your goals, you gotta know that like life happens and things happen, and you just gotta work like even harder to get back to where you were, get back on track, because believe me guys, when you're at the end of the year and you're like, man, I did not achieve any of my goals, you will not be happy, and you'll be going into 2018 with a like negative mindset. So definitely, you gotta keep yourself accountable and do not give up. Like, constantly strive to achieve and like make all of your goals. Now with tip number 1, that was reflecting on the past, but we also need to constantly reflect on the now. If you're constantly reflecting on like what's happening in your life and all the situations that you're going through, then you're gonna be a lot more like aware of like what's happening around you, and it's gonna be a lot easier to achieve your goals because you're in a constant state of understanding of what's going on. So definitely do not give up in 2017. Alright guys, those are my 7 tips on how to make 2017 your year, on how to make it our year, because I'm doing the same exact thing that you guys are. So if you guys have any other tips or tricks on how to make it a great year, then leave your comments down below. Also, if you love this video, go ahead and give it a huge thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. But thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!